Next up, we target mid-June walleyes as the water warms and they move from the shallows to offshore structures and mid-range depths. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by Thill Floats and Alumacraft Boats. Got him.
All right.
Look at how far he swam back toward the boat, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show you when you hook a fish on a float setup, how much they move underwater. Good walleye to start. Come here, buddy. Oh, look at that.
Right in the nick of time.
Here, I'm just gonna grab him right out of there. Look at that, good 15-incher. Let's grab him right out of there and he'll end up in the live well to start our day. We're gonna have a fun day today. We're gonna do some bobber fishing. I'm fishing with Matt Lardinois from Amped Outdoors, and we're gonna show you some stuff about how to catch some fish float fishing. We're gonna use Mega Live today. We're gonna use Spot Lock. We're gonna use all the tools that I have on this boat. We're gonna put a bunch of those in the boat. You know what? That's a good start right there.
Yeah, very good start.
We'll take that.
Mine's down.
Are you?
Yep.
Get him.
Oop.
There you go.
There we go.
Got him.
Best hook set, but
Just a little change we made. You know, it's funny how when you look at fishing in general, a little change like this location change we just made can be such a big deal. We've been fishing the tips of points, just struggling to get it done this morning. And when I say that, I mean, we're seeing fish, we're getting some fish, but you know what? All we did is we slid out a hair deeper and put ourselves on a little piece of structure. Nice eye, look at that one. Put ourselves on a, flip that bail for me, would you, Matt?
yep, we'll do.
Put ourselves on a really nice little piece of structure out here, right off of the edge of this point. And all of a sudden, that fish right there snaps.
Yeah.
Nice walleye.
Very nice.
Any day of the week. But you know, one of the things I'll tell you, and it's funny because I've been saying it to Matt this morning, a lot of times it's just that perseverance piece that you gotta keep going, because sooner or later, a walleye like that one that Matt just got, he's gonna snap. And you just gotta keep looking. These haven't been big changes.
No.
When you think location-wise here, I mean, we're talking 100 yards over to another little hump. But those fish that were on that point probably just slid over here. So one of the things I tell people about location is understand location doesn't necessarily mean all the way over there. A location change can be 50 feet sometimes. It can be 50 yards. This location change here to this little hump, it was no more than 100 yards. But think of this, how fast can those walleyes that were over there get over here? They got over here faster than we did when they decided to move over here. There he is, got him. Nice. That's that Spot Lock deal. I'm gonna have you go ahead and scoop this one up for me, Matt. Look at that. That's that Spot Lock deal. All I did there
Nice run.
is a 5-foot increment. We did it just a few times. And that's one of the coolest things, I'll tell you. Good walleye, look at that one. Good fish. That's one of those cool things about technology. You know, I said at the beginning of the show today that we're gonna show you how to put all this together between the Minn Kota trolling motor on the front end, the Mega Live. So number one, the first thing we did on this move was I'm using my AutoChart Live. We're on a lake that does not have a high definition map of it, so I've made one, okay? So I know where these spots are because of that. We're using Mega Live to find the fish once we get on the spot, but we're on a little tight little spot right now where these walleyes have all moved to, and nobody knows about this. You can tell we're sitting here all alone and there's boats all over the lake today. But here's the thing, I'm using that jog feature now and I'm moving in increments. I was just showing it to Matt. So I jogged backwards, I hit that button 5 times, it moved me in 5-foot increments, 25 feet. We park here, cast out, boom, Matt goes, your bobber's gone already. That's how fast it's happening. But here's the thing, versus having to take your boat out of Spot Lock and meander around and never know really where you're at, you can use that jog feature to go boom, boom, boom in 5-foot increments. And I mean, there's fish just stacked up on this thing. But if you start moving all over and taking your boat out of that Spot Lock or running your big motor, you're gonna blow these fish off. But the way we're doing it is pretty stealthy. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Got one on here. There we go, John.
Look at that. It's a good one, huh?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too far behind us here.
Some of these fish, they're just skittery today. So we're having to be, oh yeah, good walleye. Good fish.
There we go.
Attaboy. That right there,
Bad.
that is the perfect walleye right there. Another one, boy, we've had one of those days where, I'll tell you, it's just fun. They're biting good, you know, they're biting slow. We're having to work for them, but they're biting good. You know, one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the day, and I'm gonna tell you, it's been the utmost importance today, has been all the electronics. But one of the things that I think gets so overlooked, Matt, is powering all these electronics. And there's a lot of misnomers about lithium, but we want to explain some of these to you. Number one is voltages and options.
Yeah. So with lithium, you can buy a 24 volt, you can buy a 36 volt battery and really eliminate one or two batteries from your boat.
Right.
And there's a lot of advantages to that. It's just a lot of, you know, space saving that you get in your boat that you did not have before. And with the efficiencies of lithium, you don't have less capacity. You have the same capacity, if not more.
And then you also get the charger with that amped package. And what that charger does is it charges those two lithium, those 36 volt batteries in parallel. So they're gonna charge every night, and what we've actually done is tied my Minn Kota charger along with that charger that's being used for the amped batteries, and all we do is plug the whole thing in and it charges everything. One other thing about my boat is now we're down to 2 batteries instead of 3 for the trolling motor, but what that did is it opened up a tray for a 12 volt 100 amp for my electronics. And what are the benefits for that?
You're getting good, clean power going to those electronics, because a lot of things on your boat, your live well pumps, aerators, anything that you have running on the boat will cause electrical interference. Having good, clean power source by running everything to a dedicated lithium battery for just all your graphs, clean up that image, give you a solid 13 volts all day long, and you'll just be able to see more fish.
And I've never, since I switched over to these amped batteries, had a problem. I've never gone dead, and I fish sometimes 12 hours a day.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. And one thing we've introduced just this last year is Bluetooth technology, where you can monitor your battery through your phone.
Right.
And trust me, that is amazing, because once you see how much power your units draw, but there's never a question about it, right?
Right.
If you have 50% battery left and you're halfway through the day or even close to the end of the day, you know that you can go further if needed, so it's nice to have.
One of the things I'll tell you is when you're using your forward-facing sonar, this Mega Live, one of the keys is being able to cast a long distance. And this Thill wobble bobber, this thing is ideal for casting a long ways. It's got a brass grommet in both the bottom and the top, and it makes it so that I can fire this thing a country mile. It's also made out of the same balsa as all the other Thill balsa floats, so it's going to detect any bite. And then on the business end, it's just a 16th ounce Lindy live bait jig. Same jig that I use for bobber fishing day in and day out. Bunch of great colors, clean line tie-eye, good hook. That's really the whole story. Now over on the other side, Matt's using a Pro Series float. That float's a good one as well. It'll fly through the air pretty well when you're using that double XL size. That's the size he's using. But that's one of the things you want to keep in mind. Anytime you're using this Mega Live stuff, you want to be able to cast to these fish from a distance, and using that heavier weight bobber, that double XL or this Thill wobble bobber, makes it a heck of a lot easier to get to them. Tell you one thing that I noticed right away. When I put lithium batteries up in the bow of this boat, I picked up 2 miles an hour. I mean, this boat was all of a sudden a little bit peppier just because of that weight loss.
Oh yeah, absolutely, big advantage. Also, they last up to 5 times longer than a traditional lead acid battery. So it might be a little bit more of an upfront investment, but I'll tell you what, in the long run, it definitely pays off.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I'll never go back to lead acid batteries after running lithiums. If you're interested in putting those Amped Outdoors batteries in your boat, check them out at ampedoutdoors.com. There's a whole ton of information there. You can give Matt a call. They'll get you all taken care of. Make sure to stop back next week. We'll have another great episode of Jon Thelen's Destination Fish. Closed captioning for Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by Formula Propeller. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors: